What's up, guys? Today is Tuesday, May 13th. Back with another workshop today, not on live stream, but here on YouTube. So thank you guys for checking this video out. And today we're going to be discussing creating summertime vibes in your music, specifically kind of approaching it from a lyrical aspect. So as a songwriter, which is something I actually don't have a lot of experience with because I'm not a songwriter. But I'm going to kind of give you the parallels between doing it as a songwriter and as a lyricist with doing it as a producer, because I definitely have experience doing it from a song production standpoint. But the article itself that we're going to be going over today is more lyrical based. So just keep that in mind. But these things can apply to, both aspects if you are a producer or if you are just a songwriter or if you're both. It can kind of help out with either one. So I'll have a couple different articles in the description of the video, but the one we're going to be going over today is from speedsongwriting.com, and it's called Your Guide to Writing the Perfect Summer Song. And this one's not super long, not super in-depth, but it gives some good points so we can get into, and just some things to kind of cover and go over that I feel like get the general point across. So it says, picture yourself on a sun-soaked beach with the sound of waves crashing in the background and the soft, warm sand beneath your feet. Can you hear it? That perfect summer song playing on the radio, capturing the essence of this moment. Let's dive into the art of crafting art. Let's dive into the art of crafting such an anthem. It's crazy that I can literally start the video and I'm already messing up sentences right off the bat. So this is just something you gotta live with me at this point, guys. The significance of summer in music. Summer, with its warmth, freedom, and endless possibilities, holds a special place in our hearts. Music as a universal language reflects these feelings vividly. Summer songs characterized by their upbeat tempo, catchy hooks, and joyous lyrics have always been popular, from the Beach Boys' surf rock anthems of the 60s to Calvin Harris's electronic beats today. Summer music carries a unique emotional resonance. These songs become the soundtrack to our sunniest memories, encapsulating the vibrancy and excitement of the season. They transport us back to those lazy, hazy days. Whether it's a carefree childhood summer or a romantic tropical getaway, that's the power of a great summer song. And before we get into everything, again, I think that's kind of always been a thing. And I think the biggest thing about summertime specifically is when it's the time of year where everybody's pretty much outside doing different activities. Because the weather is just better pretty much everywhere you live. Obviously, some places it's pretty warm year round, like California, for example. But still, people are more active in the summer season. That's when, tourists show up and there's just a lot of things going on. And you kind of always correlate that with music playing and events that people hold. There's more concerts in general going on. And a lot of artists kind of aim to release music this time of year, whether usually it's in May and it runs all the way through until usually September around Labor Day weekend. So I kind of view it from like Memorial Day weekend all the way to Labor Day weekend is kind of that summer season peak of releasing music when a lot of people do that, or just when you're experiencing different songs. So it says, the anatomy of the summer song. The perfect summer anthem involves these critical elements. It's summer-inspired lyrics, feel-good rhythms, and catchy melodies. So again, we're thinking about, very vibrant sounds, very vibrant feelings. And like it says, it goes not just with the lyrics, but also the production itself. And for me, when I'm looking to do more summer-esque tracks in my own repertoire, I'm looking for, those different type of instruments that will capture that feeling. So guitar is a big one, specifically acoustic guitar. I think about acoustic guitar For some reason, it just kind of correlates with the beach. You know, I think of like the waves rolling in, you're just on the beach in your little hammock or your chair, you got your guitar with you. And a lot of like chill beats and chill production that I've heard, it incorporates the acoustic guitar in some type of way. And then as far as percussion, you know, I'm not looking for like trap vibes per se. I'm looking more for maybe like a live drum kit, something like that. But it's very mellow. It's usually anywhere from 60 to 80 BPM. Maybe it could get into the 90s, but I'd say from 60 to 80 BPM, more down tempo, mid tempo stuff. Just very chill. Like it said about, you know, lazy, hazy days. Like you think about that. You might think about watching the sunset, watching the sunrise. Could there be differences in the type of key that you're playing, you know, with whatever you're trying to reflect specifically about, you know, that scene that you're trying to paint. And then I guess for, you know, for lyrically, it would just be you're talking about those things more directly. But I always like the contrast of the differences between approaching it musically versus approaching it with words. And then how can you combine the two? Which we'll get into right now. It says capturing summer in lyrics. Great lyrics can transport the listener to a different time and place. For a summer song, these lyrics should evoke the joys of the season, sun-soaked beach days, breezy tropical nights, and spontaneous summer adventures. They should tell a story that resonates with the listener's own summer experiences. So it's pretty much just bringing that person, just like anything else you would do when you're writing a song. You want to bring the listener to that point in time. So specifically, you have to kind of identify, you know, what about the summer season am I talking about here? And usually you're going to take a real life event that you went through or that you know somebody else went through, whatever, and make a song about that. And, you know, I think your job is to make it simple, make it to the point and easy to understand, but also make it resonate on a deeper level with someone. It says, consider the lyrics of Bryan Adams' Summer of '69. They beautifully encapsulate the nostalgia of a youthful summer filled with love, dreams, and carefree rebellion. The specific details, bought it at the five and dime, played it till my fingers bled, and standing on your mama's porch, paint a vivid picture that immerses the listener in the song. And then they leave a link to Summer of '69, which I'm pretty sure everybody's heard. The majority of people have probably heard that song before. Incorporating feel-good rhythms. The rhythm is the heartbeat of any song. In a summer song, this rhythm should be upbeat and energetic, perfectly embodying the lively spirit of the season. It's the kind of rhythm that makes you want to tap your feet, sway your hips, and dance like nobody's watching. Listen to I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. The infectious rhythm is a key factor behind the song's global success. It creates a euphoric feeling that perfectly mirrors the freedom and exhilaration of a summer night out. That's one of their biggest songs. And I don't remember when that one came out, but I feel like that was kind of when the Black Eyed Peas were making a comeback, because they kind of had a little hiatus for a bit, where I think Fergie had left the group and she was doing like her own solo work. will.i.am was doing his thing. And then they kind of came back together and made a pretty big album that had a lot of hits on it. And I think that was from that album. I'm not super big on that. That was definitely from my era of growing up, but I'm not considering myself a Black Eyed Peas fan by any means. But again, it's a song that a lot of people would probably be familiar with, especially if you're my age, for sure. Creating catchy melodies. A catchy melody often distinguishes a hit song from an average one. It's the tune that sticks in your head long after the song has ended, compelling you to sing along every time you hear it. In a summer song, this melody should be light and uplifting, echoing the happy-go-lucky mood of the summer season. California Girls by Katy Perry is a perfect example. This song's melody is instantly recognizable and easy to sing along, making it quintessential summer anthem. And yeah, that's another song that put Katy Perry pretty much on the map. You know, that was her first album. That was like what brought her into stardom pretty much around, I think that was probably 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. So yeah, I mean, it's the power of being able to make something that resonates with a certain group of people, and then it kind of transcends from there, and that was definitely one of those songs. Infusing personal experiences into your summer song. As a songwriter, you have the power to infuse your own experiences into your music by tapping into your personal summer memories. That family beach trip, the festival with your friends, the warm nights spent stargazing. You can create a song that's not only relatable, but also uniquely yours. Look at Lana Del Rey's Summertime Sadness. It stands out as a summer song because it explores the melancholy side of the season, a sentiment that many can relate to. By embracing her unique perspective, Del Rey created a song that resonates on a deeper level with listeners. So just approaching it from your own unique standpoint, you know, I think I've said this before about don't try to make hits, you know, don't try to chase what everybody else is doing. You still have to, you can incorporate this stuff, and that's kind of the point, but I think the point is you have to approach it from a unique perspective, and your perspective is what stands out to people. So you have to still be genuinely you. You know, if you're looking to make specifically a summertime song, just be sure that you're keeping it authentic to you, and then it will resonate more with, you know, the people that are listening to it. I think if you're trying to fabricate something or chase somebody else's sound, it's just not going to work, you know, no matter what. And I still definitely stand on that for sure. Next up is practical tips for writing a summer song. Crafting a summer song is a unique and creative journey. Here are some practical tips to guide you along the way. Number 1, start with a concept. What is your summer story? The concept will guide your lyrics, rhythm, and melody. So just, identifying what's it going to be about. What is this whole reasoning for making this song? Keep the lyrics simple and relatable. Use everyday language and common summer imagery to evoke familiar feelings. Again, I think summer, like I said, it kind of represents a season where you get to just have fun and kind of be more carefree. So you almost want the music to reflect that feeling. So if you're going for super deep introspective stuff, that might not always work, at least for this time of year. Not saying don't do that. Like I said, still be yourself. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. But if you're chasing something else, or you're looking to, you know, create a certain type of energy, just keep that in mind for sure when you're crafting it from the writing standpoint. And I guess from the beat standpoint too, I mean, just keep it relatively simple and something that people can have on while they're out living life, doing their thing. Experiment with different rhythms, play around with different beats to find ones to get your foot tapping. Create memorable hooks. This could be a catchy chorus, repeated line, or a distinctive melody. Keep it light and uplifting. Remember, a summer song should evoke happiness and freedom. And finally, stay authentic, right from your heart and personal experiences. So it kind of, you know, ties together everything that we've been talking about here, is just keep it genuine, authentic, and keep it fun. Ready to turn your summer memories into a catchy anthem, and grab your instrument, let the sun inspire you, and start creating. And then in conclusion, writing the perfect summer song might seem challenging, but with these tips in mind, you're well on your way. Remember, the best songs come from the heart, so let your personal experiences guide you. And don't forget to have fun along the way. After all, it is summertime. And then it has some frequently asked questions about writing summer songs, so you can definitely check that out. It's at the end of the article. But that is it. I mean, like I said, that was a very to the point, gets everything across. And this isn't really a super in-depth topic in my opinion, but it is something that I felt like it was kind of cool to touch on because we are getting to the summer season. We're only 2 weeks away from Memorial Day, which is kind of the unofficial start to summertime. So a lot of people are going to be releasing music this time of year. And I don't think it's too late to start crafting, whatever you want to put out this summer, because you still have a few months as long as you can turn it around in a good amount of time. But like I said, you can approach that however you want as a producer, as a lyricist, whatever you do. I think it can definitely help out. So check out that article. And the other one that I'll leave you guys is by Soundbrenner. And it's called 5 Tips to Give Your Compositions a Summer Vibe. Let me see how long this one is real quick. I don't know if this one is shorter or longer. I just thought the other one got the point across the right way. And I felt like that could get us through today. Let me load this one up though. This one is from 2024. So it's from last summer. This one is pretty short as well. It has mostly just tips about tempo. It gets a little more in depth as far as what I was talking about earlier with the BPM and things like that, things that I'm looking at as a producer. So if you're a producer, maybe check out this one too, because it talks about major keys, textures, the tempo, non-musical textures. It's a pretty cool one, but it is a little more in depth. It is still shorter though, so give that a look. Give both these a look and keep things in mind. But yeah, I felt like that was a cool one to touch on. I'll probably be doing some more summer related ones coming up. I'm not really sure yet. I do have a lot in the pipeline coming up the next few months for these. But I hope you guys enjoy this one and I hope it does help. Next week, we're going to be back on the 22nd. So that's a Thursday, not a Tuesday. I will not be in town on the 20th. So the 22nd, I'll have another one coming up and it's going to be talking about the importance of supporting our fellow artists, our peers, supporting other people's music as a musician, because, that could be as a fan, but it could also be as, just supporting your fellow collaborators and just talking about, the importance of that, what that means, what that can mean to someone else and what it can, do for you in turn as a music maker. So like I said, thank you guys for tuning in this week. I hope the week has been great so far. And I hope you have a great week, rest of the week coming up as well. So we'll see you next Thursday. Almost said Tuesday. We'll see you next Thursday on the 22nd for the next one. But as always, stay safe, stay positive, and we will see you guys next week. Take care.